In this video, I thought we'd have some fun and cover the least popular $100,000 baseball cards. So if you had $100,000 to spend, I think these would be probably the last cards you'd look to buy with that money. There's a lot more cards that I think I would recommend. So in this video, we're going to share the 17 of all time. And you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for the top 5 because it includes cards worth $250,000 and more that I don't think I'd buy if I had that money. So stay tuned for that. And when we hit a card that you would buy or that you have, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and let us know which one's in the comments. Now, of course, any $100,000 card is a pretty good card and has some demand to it, but I would say that your money would be better spent on one of these Mickey Mantle rookies, Hank Aaron rookies, Jeter rookies, and even Rickey Henderson's 1980 Topps rookie in PSA 10 is worth $100,000 or more. For number 17, it's the 1969 Topps Hank Aaron card. At PSA 10, it's worth $111,000. There's only 4 of these in population, but this is 15 years after his 1954 Topps rookie card. It's a late career portrait of him. I know there's people trying to compete for the PSA set registries and trying to put complete sets together. There's only a few PSA 10s, but again, I'm not sure that his 15th year card is going to rise to the top of my list. Next up is the 1952 Topps Hoyt Wilhelm rookie card. In PSA 10, it's worth $120,000, and there's only one. Now, I tried to stay away from rookie cards as much as I could on this list because there's some good value in them. So George Brett has a $100,000 rookie card in here, Robin Yount, and those types of things. When I think about 1952 Topps, this Hall of Fame knuckleballer it's his rookie card, but it's not one of the ones I would go to, obviously, at that time. That's not to knock on Hoyt Wilhelm at all. And I also don't like the picture of this card where he has his eyes closed. I find it a little bit weird. Number 15 is the 1971 Topps Roberto Clemente card. A PSA 10 for this card is worth $125,000 in many ways because these black borders on these cards were due to chip, and you get all sorts of marks on them and so forth. So PSA 10 is worth a lot of money. There's only one, so that's pretty interesting. But again, this is 16 years after his 1955 Topps rookie card. I kind of like the black borders in general, but I think I would go towards some other cards over this one. Next up, number 14 is the 1955 Bowman Mickey Mantle card. PSA 10 is worth $140,000. There's only 3 of these. This is his 5th Bowman card, and you could also spend some money on the 1952 Topps rookie. So again, I don't really like the color TV wood grain look of this card. It's obviously scarce because high grade is tough to find for this one, especially due to centering, and they had trouble with print lines in this year. Mickey Mantle's a hobby icon, which is really the only thing I think driving the price for this, and there's only a handful of PSA 10s. Number 13, 1969 Topps Nolan Ryan. So interestingly enough, I kind of like this card a lot. It's his 2nd year card, so you're not buying a rookie, but it's his first solo card. PSA 10 is worth $145,000. This one also has a population of just 3. I don't like this year where they did these pictures with these like pitching motions kind of frozen in time, so I'm not a big fan of the photos of the cards. They have a lot of pitchers doing this in this year, but any Nolan Ryan card is going to have a lot of value and whatnot. But again, I would spend money on a lower grade version of his rookie card. Number 12 is the 1948 Leaf Honus Wagner card. PSA 10 is worth $164,000. There's only 4 of these, but get this. This is 39 years after his 1909 T206 Honus Wagner, the famous tobacco card, kind of the holy grail of baseball for most of the time, is the first $1 million baseball card sale. So I think there's other places I would park my $100,000 than this one. I also, sorry, Honus, I don't like the picture in this one. But this is a short printed Leaf card. It's the first post-war car that came out in color. And obviously because of that mythical tobacco card, this is, Honus Wagner has been a little bit popular. Next up is the 1963 Topps Mickey Mantle card. PSA 10 is worth $168,000. There's only 2 of these. This one's a tough one for me to buy because it is 11 years after his 1952 Topps rookie card, or even his 1951 Bowman rookie. But Mickey Mantle on any card, especially in great condition, is going to get a lot of money. The bottom portion of these cards chipped easily because of all the color that was there, so there's not many PSA 10s. And if you're looking at the value of your own baseball cards, we've made 2 guides to help you find the most valuable cards from your collection. As you know, probably 80% of the value of your collection is going to only come from the 20% of cards that are the most valuable, and these are the cards on the list. We try to make it as easy for you as possible. Check out the links below. Number 10 is the 1990 Topps Frank Thomas No Name on Front Error card, and this is his rookie card. PSA 10 is worth $170,000. There's only one PSA 10 right now of this card. So this is another rookie card, so that's interesting. I don't know if I would spend $100,000 on an error card, especially one that, at the time there was all these questions around whether card companies were intentionally making errors, like the Billy Ripken error to get attention and all that sort of stuff. So in theory, only a few hundred of these actually got out in printing, so that's kind of cool. And it says rookie, and they're hard to find in PSA 10 conditions, so that's why it's worth so much, but not a card that I would chase. Next up, and I'm so sorry to do this to Ozzie Smith, is the 1979 Topps Ozzie Smith rookie card. PSA 10 is worth $186,000. There's only 5 of these. I actually like the look of this card. I have this card in a lower condition, obviously. I've opened packs to get this card. But Ozzie Smith is a fascinating story because he was really valuable on a baseball team primarily for his defense, and he was so fortunate to have managers that really saw that value in what he saved in terms of runs and versus hitting. So he wasn't the best hitter of baseball, but he could definitely play defense, and I think he was pretty good at stealing bases. So unfortunately, I wouldn't buy this card, but for sure you're getting a Hall of Famer. Number 8 is the 1968 Topps Hank Aaron card. I had this one in a lower grade as well and actually sold for a really good price. PSA 10 will get you $188,000. There's only 5 PSA 10s. But again, this is 14 years after his 1954 Topps rookie card. The 1968 kind of, they call it the burlap borders, are very condition sensitive. I had one that looked like paper loss because the corner or the edge was tearing, and it actually graded better than I thought. It's a mid-career Hank Aaron card. It's definitely more affordable in lower grades, but for $100,000, this is not the card that I would buy. Same thing, number 7 is the 1968 Topps Mickey Mantle card. PSA 10 is worth $240,000. Population 11. I actually really like the look of the card, the photo for this one. But again, we're a long ways from his 1952 rookie card. This is his final full season baseball card. It's tough to get in high condition, and with only 11 PSA 10s out there and being Mickey Mantle, people putting sets and registries together are keeping this one in business here. Number 6 is the 1963 Topps Hank Aaron cards. This is PSA 10 is worth $243,000. There's only 2 of these. I think it's a good looking card. I actually really like the color scheme on the bottom. But we're 9 years after his 1954 Topps rookie card. It has the same condition issues we saw with the 63 Mantle, which is the color chipping and edging down at the bottom. But this combines scarce condition with obviously Hank Aaron, kind of his peak of his career here, and very iconic. Number 5 is the 1952 Bowman Mickey Mantle. PSA 10 for this card is worth $263,000, and there's only 2 of these. I actually really like the look of this card. I love how it has that no borders, not a lot of graphics. The design is basically the card. But you could buy his 51 Bowman. You can get a good grade on that for $100,000. You can get his 52 Topps card. Interestingly enough, this second year Bowman card was printed more scarcely than the 52 Topps. And so there's only 2 PSA 10s. I think there's only 9 PSA 9s. And it's an early Bowman card, so that's going to be pretty valuable. Number 4 is the 1969 Topps Mickey Mantle card, where his last name is printed in yellow. So this is a variant of this card. A PSA 10 is worth $300,000. There's only 2 PSA 10s for this one. We are, 17 years after his 1952 Topps rookie card. This is the last regular full year card of Mickey Mantle. The print variation obviously adds scarcity, but if I was going to put $100,000 into a Mickey Mantle card, I would do, actually for me, probably 1953 Topps over 1952 Topps. I think it looks better. All right, number 3, it's a 1909 T206 John McGraw, where he has his finger in the air. This is considered his rookie card. He's known, generally considered a member. This is a rookie card of the T206 set. He was a Hall of Fame manager. High grade pre-war cards. This is extremely rare because it's hard to find in really good grade. And it's not one that would be on the top of my list for sure. And it's very expensive. Number 2 is the 1949 Bowman Roy Campanella. PSA 10 for this one is worth $338,000. There's only 2 of these. He was a 3-time NL MVP. The post-war Bowman colors often flake off, so there's only 2 PSA 10s. And obviously being in the Dodgers era with Jackie Robinson and so forth at that time made this a little more popular, but again, not a card I would look to buy. And last but not least, I hate to do it, is the 1956 Topps Roberto Clemente card. PSA 10 for this one is $560,000. There's only one. It's his second year card, so I would put $100,000 into a lower grade version of his rookie. And there's low populations because the bright colors on here are prone to some print defects, and the conditions are very, very sensitive. So this is the most expensive $100,000 card that I would probably say that I wouldn't buy if I had the money. But be sure to watch one of these 2 videos next because YouTube says you're going to love them. Thanks.